Fala galera, beleza? Aqui é o Marcos e
Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto, and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the forefront of the 1950 season, the Swiss Grand Prix. It was for this mod adding a bunch of new things, including, among others, the 2017 season. Why am I even mentioning this here? Because one of those changes made was to this circuit. First off, they added better textures, then they completely. And here we are for the grid walk. We have Juan Manuel Fangio in pole, Fagioli second, Ascari third, Nino Farina is fourth, Peter Whitehead rounding up the top five. Next we have Louis Chiron in sixth, seventh is David Hampshire, followed by Rick Parnell in eighth. Then we have Cuff Harrison in ninth, Louis Rosier 10th, Prince Bira is 11th, our guy Andy Higgs is down in 12th, Harry Shell is 13th, Cabantu is 14th. Then we have Felice Bonetto in 15th, Raymond Sommer 16th, Theo Serafini 17th, Eugène Chabot 18th, Philippe Tancelin 19th, Robert Manzo 20th, Jeffrey Crosley 21st, and Joe Kelly is down in 22nd. So here we are for the Swiss Grand Prix. I'm very excited to take part in this. It's a new circuit. Ooh, that was a bit of a mistake. Hope I don't get a penalty, and I don't. So we're off for the Swiss Grand Prix, and I lose a position there. Actually, more than just one. We're down in 14th already, 16th now, as Raymond Sommer passes us, but we will try to catch him as soon as possible. And as you can see, the track is quite wet, and Eugène Chabot also manages to overtake us, so we're now down in 17th. We've lost a lot of places here, and Eugène Chabot loses control of the car as well as Louis Rosier, and we move back up into 15th, so that is good news for us as we now chase after Raymond Sommer. And here is a replay of the start. Quite slow on my end, but I guess I still need to work on my start. And here we can see, as I can't talk today. How brilliant! We can see how I lose positions, but eventually, due to the AI being a bit dumb, I managed to regain some of those positions. And there we see one of the Talbot Lagos losing control. So we are now in 14th and chasing after Raymond Sommer, who is nearly 2 seconds up the road as we come through this right-hander. A pretty long lap here, and necessitating about over 2 minutes to complete, but that was actually over 3 minutes, as we now see Eugène Chabot losing control of his car through that right-hander, crashing into the trees and losing his front right wheel. And this is Tancelin doing the exact same thing through the exact same corner, albeit he didn't lose a wheel, but he still retired. And this is Eugène Chabot through the exact same corner. What is wrong with this right-hander? The AI doesn't like going through this, it seems. Wow, that was a nice somersault. And he also lost his front right wheel. And next we have Crosley in his Alta, who comes through another right-hander and ramps up the side of the track, and off he goes. So that was quite an impressive feat of skill, I guess, or lack thereof. But we are now up in 10th, chasing after the second ERA driver, Cuff Harrison, and we go past Ascari, in fact. And here is Cuff Harrison right in front of us. I'll try to get around him through this right-hander, not quite He's now pulling away significantly, but he gets bogged down by Prince Bira in the Alfa Romeo, number 21 Alfa Romeo there. I'll try to get around him, but I'm not really able to as his Alpha is very, very fast. And now we have Peter Whitehead losing control of his car and crashing into the wall there. And the AA is having quite a tough time in the wet here. Or probably just, that might not be the AI, it might just be, it might not be the wet, it might be just that the AI is stupid. And here is Rosier losing control through the hairpin. He drives into the wall and out of the Swiss Grand Prix. This is Robert Manzo losing control of his Simca through this right-hander. We've seen quite a few cars losing control here, in fact. It seems that the AI doesn't really like that corner, and this is Joe Kelly in the Alta, crashing into one of the red cars, and out of the Swiss Grand Prix he goes as well. And this is Ascari in the number 12, coming through the right-hander, and just like a lot of people who came through this corner, he loses control, crashes into the trees and loses his front right wheel. It seems that the AI doesn't really like that corner for some odd reason, but we are now up in 8th, still chasing after Prince Bira, who is miles ahead of us. We are now on lap 3, chasing after David Hampshire, who is 4.6 seconds now up the road. And we have another replay of Teo Serafini, who, just like everyone before him, loses control through that left-hander and crashes out of the Swiss Grand Prix. Interesting is the fact that the track has dried up. It's not wet anymore, but the AI still loses control through that corner. It seems that they don't really like it. And now coming around to start lap 4, and I didn't even see the car parked right at the side of the track there. I'm not sure what happened, but here is a replay, and it is around this point when I noticed the car, which was way too late. And that is the end of the Swiss Grand Prix for us, unfortunately. That white streak across that windshield isn't really helping. It obscures quite a lot of the view, and this is David Hampshire coming around to start his lap and crashes into that car in front of him, and out of the Swiss Grand Prix he goes as well. The car in front was in fact Prince Bira, who I crashed into. This is another view. We are looking at Prince Bira. He slows down for no reason. Hampshire crashes into him and causes Bira to lose control of the car, and he's sideways. Now, this is me coming around, crashing into Prince Bira, losing both my front wheels, and pretty much ending the race for Andy Higgs, unfortunately. And next we have Juan Manuel Fangio towards the end of that lap. Coming in, he's in the number 1 Alpha, crashes into one of the other Alphas, and he's now upside down, and obviously he is out of the Swiss Grand Prix as well. Then on lap 4, Felice Bonetto retired from the race as he's coming through this right-hander, and we've seen quite a lot of people messing up that corner and retiring. Then on lap 11, Fagioli retired, although I don't know why the replay is showing Bonetto still on the track. Anyway, the race was won by Reg Parnell, who we are looking at right now. Second was Fagioli. Second was Nino Farina, in fact, who did very well. Harry Schell finished in third there. Cuff Harrison finished in fourth, doing very well, scoring his first points of the season. And the other finishers were Chiron, and I didn't catch the last name. And here are the retirements. A lot of A lot, in
Pra
fact.
galera, eu fiquei em quarto. Bom, galera, eu vou ficando por aqui no vídeo de hoje. Espero que tenham gostado. Deixa o like. Até o próximo.